By the end of this video, you will have a good understanding of what rotoscoping is and how it's used. So, what is rotoscoping? Let's start with the basics. Rotoscoping is a technique used in VFX to cut out objects or people from video footage. Think of it like a digital pair of scissors. You create an outline or mask around the subject that you want to separate from the background. Rotoscoping is super important because it helps combine different elements into a single scene. In movies, it's used all the time to create those cool visual effects where live actors interact with CG environments or objects. Since video is made of lots of frames, mostly 24 frames per second, this process can be time consuming. For every frame, the subject might move, so you need to adjust the mask as they move, making sure it follows them closely. To sum it up, rotoscoping is a vital skill in the world of VFX. It allows you to remove or replace elements in your footage and make your scenes look seamless. While it can be a bit boring, it's one of those techniques that every VFX artist should know. The more you practice, the better and faster you will get it. So we will start by bringing the Roto node in the node graph area. Just press tab and search for Roto. The another way of adding the Roto node to the node graph is in the toolbar under draw section, Roto. The shortcut key for Roto is O. Now let's connect the Roto node to the viewer. On the right side, you can see the properties of Roto node, and here on the left side, you can see the toolsets of the Roto interface. Let's explore the interface first. So just right click on the toolset and it will show the tools inside. The most common tools are Bezier and B-spline. Select Bezier. To create a shape from Bezier tool, just click and form a shape. It's very easy to use. Especially if you have used Photoshop and Illustrator earlier, you will know this. To create a curve edge, just click, hold and drag. You can see two handles coming out from this point. Just close the shape. Now, why we can't see anything like color or anything? Because the output is set to alpha. To see the output here, we have to set this RGB to alpha. Because before it was set to RGB channel and the output was in alpha channel. So we can only see the output in alpha channel. Now you can adjust this handle to change the shape, or you can do, or if you want to just change shape from one side only, just adjust the handle from one side only. Just press Control, hold it, and you can change it from only one side. Okay. I'm just going to delete it. The next tool is B-spline. It also works the same. The difference is that it only creates curved edges, and the edges are controlled by this point. As you can see, the whole edge is controlled by this single point only, and you can see that a line coming out of this point. This is for feathering. If you just click the line and drag it down, you can see the edges are blending much smoother than earlier. So feathering is used for blending the shapes with the background more smoothly. You can adjust the feather amount as per your need. Let's see the upper section. There's an option for add points. Just click to add points and remove points for removing the points. Easy. Cusp point. Now what is cusp point? As you can see, the shape is mostly curve and smooth, but what if we want a sharp edge? So just select the cusp points and click on the point you want to make it sharp. And the shortcut key for doing this is just go to this, just select the point and press Shift Z. It will cusp the point. And the next option is smooth points. You can do it by this also, or you can just select the point and press Z. It will smooth the point. The next option is open close curve, which is to use to open or close the curve. Remove feather, as we have discussed. First we have to create feather, and by clicking this it will remove the feather. For adding the feather, the shortcut key is select the point and press E. And to remove the feather, just select the point and press Shift E. These tools are for selection purpose. Now coming to the properties panel. As you can see, the output is set to alpha and our viewer's output is also set to alpha. But what if we want to see the output in RGB channel also? So set the output from alpha to RGBA. Now you can see the output is visible in RGB as well as alpha channel. The next one is pre-multiply. We will discuss it in next video because it will require a background. The next option is clip to, uh, which is just if you add a transform node here. Oh wait, first I have to delete this. Uh, if you create a shape outside this format and if you transform it, so you can see my shape is clipped to the format. But what if I want the whole shape after this? If I want to animate the shape, if I want to animate the whole shape, what to do? So just go to Roto and set the clip to no clip. So you can see even if I position it outside the format, it will remain same. The next option is opacity option. I think you know what is opacity. You can decrease or increase the opacity according to your need. Sorry, opacity. The next option is feather. What from here you can select a point and give feather to just one point individually, and this feathering option will create feather for the whole shape. Feather fall off is basically how smooth you want your feather to be. Like this is pretty much pretty sharp feather, right? And this is so soft feather. The next are keyframes. As you can see, I have drawn the shape on 37th frame. That's why the 37th frame is turned blue. If I animate the shape like this, you can see Nuke automatically creates keyframe when you change the shape or when you create the shape. This is to add keyframe and this is to delete the current keyframe. If I delete it, you can see it goes again to the yellow. Now let's talk about the lower section of the properties. Here you can double click and change the shape name. This is the visibility button. You can turn it on and off. This is to lock the shape. Basically, if you have created a lots of shape, you don't want the animation of this shape to affect the animation of this shape. So that's why we lock the shape which we are not using. Now these two options are basically, this controls the outline color and this option controls the shape color. Why we are not able to see the color right now is because the viewer's channel is set to alpha. As you can see, this is to invert the roto shape. This option is blending modes basically. So we'll discuss it in upcoming videos. So we can learn it practically, not just theoretically. This option is very important. Motion blur on off and on. If I just turned it on and if I animate this, you will see in between frames there's a motion blur happening. If I just disable it, Oh, sorry. If I just disable it, you can see motion blur is on and motion blur is off. You can also go to this area for motion blur setting. You can set the motion blur as as per your need, and you can also set the shutter angle, shutter speed. The next option is live option. Basically, it gives you 5 options. Like for the shape, it basically the duration of the shape. So if it is set to all frames, that means the shape will be visible on all the frames, and we can access it from here also. All frames start to frame, that means the shape will be visible from the start to this current frame only, and after that it will be gone. Single frame means only on this frame, only on the current frame, sorry, not this frame. And then frame to end means starting from this frame until the end. The last option is frame range. You can set a custom frame range, uh, which is shown here, I think. Custom frame range, yeah, from 20 to, let's say, 50. So the shape will be visible in only this frame range. The last option is source, which deals with Roto Paint basically. So we will not discuss about it here. The transform option is I don't recommend using this transform option in the Roto node. And you can just add another transform node and it will work the same. As you can see, translate, rotate, scale, same as transform node. By adding nodes separately will give you a better understanding of the script. Then motion blur, we have discussed. Shape, I have downloaded this image from Unsplash. You can download it from any copyright free website. So we'll start by adding the Roto node using shortcut key O. Our task will be to cut out this flower from this image. So I am picking B spline. Press spacebar to maximize the view. Now at first I will do a rough shape and then modify it later. For the explanation purpose, I have only created a single shape to cover the whole flower. But in actual rotoscoping, you need to divide this flower into different shapes so that you can manage the shapes easily. Now, as you can see, I need to adjust some of the points. I can simply select one point and then adjust it according to my shape. Now, here I want to make a sharp point. So just select the point and press Shift Z. Now we have created a perfect outline for our flower. So let's minimize the view. The flower is still attached to the background. We need to separate the flower from background. So what to do? Now the pre-multiply part comes in. The pre-multiply is set to none. If we set pre-multiply to RGB, you can see the flower is separated from the background. What we did here is the roto was actually set to alpha. So we got the alpha information from roto and the RGB information from the image, and then we multiplied the alpha with the RGB to get this output. This is one way to pre-multiply, but I will recommend you to pre-multiply by using pre-mult node. You can press tab and type pre-mult node. As you can see, this is the output. Now I have created something similar here. I've created roto of all the flowers here, and what I did is in one saturation node I increase the saturation, and in the other saturation node I decrease the saturation, and then I used key mix. Now what is key mix? Key mix is a node to blend two images with the help of mask. So I attach the B pipe of key mix to this black and white image, and I want to separate these flowers from the black and white. That's why I attach the A pipe to this saturation layer. And then if we see the output, you can see we have this output. So in this way, we used roto as a mask. You will do many rotos for keying, for color correction, and for effects like this. So this is just a single image. Now what we will do is a frame by frame roto. For that, I have to import a footage. I have taken this footage from Jumanji. As we can see, our subject is moving, so we have to animate our roto shape. Now, for doing roto, the first step is to analyze the shot and divide the shapes in such a way that our roto process can become easy. So we'll start by creating shapes on his head. As you can see in the last part, his head is completely visible, but in starting, his head is cut by the format. So I will make a roto shape on the last frame. I will divide shape of his head like half shape here and half shape here. So let's bring the roto node, select B spline, go to full screen, and then click, click. You can adjust it here. We'll do the ears separately. Okay, I have created a shape, and in alpha channel I can see it. But I have to actually see the pre-mult output. Type pre-mult, and you can see our shape is pretty much clear. One thing which you can do is go to the roto node, set this color to something like blue or red, whichever you want. I'm setting it to blue, and then output to RGBA. Then create a merge. Bring out this roto node by pressing Ctrl Shift X and then merging it here with A. Now in merge node, you can decrease the mix and you can see a color overlay here. This will help you to see the edges we missed or if there any correction to do in the roto. This part is not so sharp, so this we will cover in feathering. So I will just select the shape and increase the feather until the part is covered. To hide this outline, just press Q and you will see overlay off. Now what I am going to do is not a frame by frame animation. This will take a lot of time. We will animate the shape by skipping some frames. So we created shape on 55. Now we will animate it on 50. To select the shape on the overlay, turn on the overlay, select all, then select this and then just bring it here. One more thing, as you can see in 55 frame, this point you have to identify a point and make sure to stick that point closely or perfectly to that spot only. For example, in this frame, we can see I have a point on his ear on this side. So I will maintain the position of this point in here. Like this. Press Q and you see if we move forward, you see the in between frames are automatically calculated by Nuke. By this technique, we save a lot of time doing roto. Do to 45, stick to his ears, press Q, same thing. Okay, and then this, I will speed up the video and do it quickly. You can also use num keys to adjust the point, 6 and 4 for left and right, and 8 and 2 for top and bottom. Okay, so we are done with our roto. As you can see, I have not done roto on every frame. I skipped 5 frames and then rotoed the shape. And the in-between frames were automatically filled by Nuke. One thing to keep in mind is to animate the uh, whole shape rather than animating single point individually. Now I will divide the character in multiple shapes and animate it. As you can see, I have completed the roto for this shot by drawing various shapes. This wasn't done frame by frame as that method is very time consuming and it also causes the shapes to change in every frame, resulting in less smooth animation. You can observe how I have divided the shapes here. I could have combined the neck and ears into one shape, but I chose not to, as doing so would have made the task more complicated. In rotoscopy, the simpler you keep the shapes, the more beneficial it will be when animating. Now, let's take a look at the pre-mult output. It doesn't look right, yes, because the opacity of the merge node is set too low. Just increase it to 1 and then in Roto Node, set the output to only alpha. Now we can see the pre-multiply out. Just play it and you can see. Now we will combine this subject with some background. Now I will merge the subject with the background. So press M for merge node, connect B here and A here and press 1. Now what is happening actually here is that the background resolution does not match with our subject resolution. Our subject resolution is 1920 by 1080 and our background resolution are much higher. So what we need to do is bring in reformat node. Press tab and type reformat and it will set it to the global format, which is 1920 by 1080. Make a space here. Then I will apply a defocus node here. Just increase the defocus something around, I think 11. Yes. Okay. We can see some sharp edges also here, which we will fix. Now what I am doing is directly pre-multiplying the output from the alpha. We can also do the same thing by bringing a copy node. Copy node basically copy the alpha we generated to the background we need to pre-multiply with. So I will take this, I will take this here, just delete it, delete, B A attached to pre-mult, and then now to merge this edge perfectly with the background, we will use a gizmo which you can find on Nukepedia. What this gizmo does, it actually helps to blend the edges with the background. See, it works so well. Now if we play the animation, our animation looks good. One thing I have not done here is apply the match move data to the background. We will learn that in our upcoming videos about the 2D tracking and then use it.